Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Mabatu. Thank you so much for tuning in. To those who are watching me for the first time or who haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Okay, as you guys saw the topic, today I'm going to be talking about the end of my university life journey. Okay, so stay tuned. Alright, I went to the University of Free State in Bloemfontein. Yeah, listen to me talking past tense. I'm still a student, but yes, I went there in 2020 and this year was my last year. Yo, I honestly don't know how to feel, but what I will tell you is I've learned a lot, and I'm going to be talking all about it. We went there and it was that time before COVID. We were registering in queues and we did that. I went there with my family. We registered, cool, and then we looked for accommodation and we found accommodation. We got the worst student accommodation ever. I don't even want to say their name, but it was so strict and they were just so horrible. The beds, but fine, at least I had my own room. Usually in your first year you share your room, but me, I got a single room and I thought that was cool. And how I grew up here is I was so focused in high school. Like, I was so disciplined. I worked very hard. Like, I remember I used to get certificates, trophies. I would travel because of how good I was doing in school. So like, that was me. Like, everyone knew that about me in high school. Like, Mabatu, like, she's so smart. I was basically a nerd. I was more focused on my schoolwork and I did really good. I remember I passed really well in my matric. So when I got into university 2020, like, I was just so naive, I was just so innocent. Like, when I compare myself now to like before, I can definitely tell like there's a difference. So when I got into my student accommodation, had my own room, I was minding my own business. I'm a little girl from a small village. I don't know anyone there. I didn't come with anyone. Like, I don't know anyone. Okay, so I met this girl, and this girl was from Joburg. Like, she noticed that like I love makeup. When I got there, like, that's when, like, I used to love makeup in high school. Like, I didn't take it seriously like that, but when I went to university, like, I got into it. Like, every time when I went to campus, I would do my makeup. So she was also into makeup, and just like that, we became good friends. But the friendship was not so great. It was one of those friendships that I think were not genuine. I learned with her that there are girls who literally befriend other girls, not because they like them, but because they gaining something from them. I noticed that it was the thing that when I'm with her, I always had to put on makeup. She didn't tell me to put on makeup, but it was that kind of friendship, like, I had to bring something to the table. Like, we have to get like men to like pay for our alcohol. She literally introduced me to that. It was that kind of friendship that in order to keep or to hang out with her, we have to look cute, we have to get people to spend on us. And as time went, I realized that that's not the kind of friendship that I wanted. But fast forward, at least I had a friend. She was a good friend. She just opened my eyes. There was this one incident, not even one, many incidents that I don't want to get into, that really made me rethink about like keeping her in my life. She literally threw me under the bus, even though I told her like, yo, I'm not comfortable with this. I learned that in university you have to be street smart. Like, you have to be street smart. Then yes, first year, minding my own business, and then I met my first university boyfriend. This guy, he was amazing. Like, he was amazing, because in high school relationships were different. They don't even count in my head. But like, we stayed in the same building. He was my neighbor and he was just amazing. Our relationship was just great. He introduced me to a lot of things. With him, I learned about weed. Even with the friends that I used to hang out with, weed was a thing. We would all chill together, we would smoke weed. Otherwise, everything was nice. I learned that weed is not that bad and I enjoyed it. And I don't know if I should be saying this. Maybe I'll cut this out. But yeah, I smoked weed occasionally. But right now, it was a phase. I'm not into it like that, honestly. Like, I'm not into it, especially ever since I had my baby. I'm not. So like the relationship was amazing, honestly. I learned a lot from that relationship. He would get me like flowers, he would buy me food, he will take me out. Like, he literally introduced me into these things. He told me, oh, this is how a relationship should be. He always found ways to improve me in a way. Like, I learned a lot from him. Not improve me in a bad way, like to like make things better, to help me develop. Like, he taught me a lot of things in a good way, but things didn't work out. Like, when we both went home, the communication cut. Cool. Yes, that was basically my first year in a nutshell. By the way, COVID happened and we went home for a few months, and then we all came back. So everything that happened after COVID. No, during COVID, but after the lockdown. Also, the most important thing, what I went there for, I remember with the course that I was doing, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy it. I remember there was a point where I didn't care. I stopped studying. I failed 6 modules, past 7. I almost lost my bursary. I was going and I really did not focus on school. I was not enjoying my course. I had an attitude, but then in my second year, I snapped out of it. I wanted to change. They didn't allow me to change because they were like, you did badly. How can you do good, And I got that. I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll focus. I did the modules again in my second year, and I passed everything. In my second year, like, me, I've always been a relationship type of girl. When I got to university, I don't know what was happening. Like, I was so lonely. Like, I got so lonely when I was not in a relationship. And especially with that friendship, like, the friendship ended like really badly. I distanced myself from girls. Like, I from there I stopped trusting girls, because I saw that girls, they're gold diggers. They even are gold diggers to other girls. Like, everything is not genuine. Like, yeah, people are just like, yeah, like, I learned that. And it's not everyone, it's the girls that I attracted maybe at that time. So yeah, I always wanted a relationship. I always stayed in a relationship. So in my second year, I met this guy. He was also great. Honestly, he was great. I met him first year, but we were great friends. We were just friends. And then in my second year, we decided to date. And we dated for a few months, like 2 months, I think. And we were like great partners. We were great friends also. I felt safe with him, comfortable. It's like, and because I knew him from my first year, everything made sense. He was there for me. He was my best friend, honestly. I told him everything. Like, I was literally staying with him. He was not staying in my building. He had his own place. He didn't stay in a student accommodation. So sleepovers, fat and sit, whatever alcohol was allowed, and it was still COVID. We were not going to campus like that. So I literally went to his place a lot. We would stay there, listen to music, eat nice food, watch movies, and he was my best friend, and yeah, things were really amazing. And that's when I fell pregnant with his baby. Yeah, and I spoke about this before. He was amazing. He continued to be supportive. Things went south when we got parents involved. Things became really, really different for the both of us. I also was not the great girlfriend at the time, and he became distant. I also became distant. We had our beautiful baby, Ryan, the love of my life. I love that child. And with academics, I did really well. With everything that I was going through, I managed to pass every single module because I knew that because I did very bad the first year. If I fail something, then it means that I'll have to, like, I don't know, add 2 more years. So I made sure that I passed everything, and I did. Had my baby, amazing. I had my child here at home. He was here with me. Fast forward that year, I had to leave my baby when he was like literally 3 weeks with my mom and the helper, and that was very difficult for me. That was traumatizing. I literally sought counseling for that. I've been going to counseling ever since last year when I left my baby until today, because in university, honestly, you deal with a lot of things, especially with me. Like, me talking helps, honestly. Yeah, like I decided to go through therapy to just talk to someone, you know, because I feel like I was going through a lot and I needed someone to talk to, and I didn't have friends, you know. My baby's father was my best friend at the time, and we became distant, and now I had no friends, you know. But besides that, at least he was there for his baby. And yeah, that's that year. I was single. Because I was so lonely, I decided to get a roommate. I moved to a place and I decided to get a roommate. And yeah, that's when I became wild, honestly. I was living my life. I was single. I was going out to eat. I met this very good friend of mine. Like, I love her so much. You know, I always think about her. And yeah, so like things started to make sense. Like I said, I was going through therapy. I was working on myself. I was dealing with every trauma that I went through as a child. My pregnancy thing that happened, I was just dealing with it. I had no idea how hurt I was about the whole situation, about my pregnancy, you know, how things unfolded. So I was dealing with that. I was healing. And then now I was working on myself. Okay, who's Mabatu again, besides being a mom, besides being a girlfriend? Because my thing was, I was so lonely. I sought happiness in men. You know, that's what I've always wanted. I've always wanted to be in a relationship, to feel or to close that void. And I was working on that, to be happy on my own. And you know what I've learned is that happiness is not like, you're not gonna be always happy. Some days you feel sad, some days you feel happy, some days you feel happy. Like, a lot of days you feel happy, a lot of days you feel unhappy, and that's fine. Doesn't mean that you are unhappy or you can't be happy all the time. So I was so hard on myself. Like, I have a beautiful, healthy baby boy who loves me so much. My family is so supportive. Unlike many other girls, I didn't have to drop out. Like, nothing really changed. They got me a caretaker who was taking care of my baby, and my mom also is taking care of my Ryan. Ryan is living the best life, you know. He's not suffering in any way. His family is there. His dad side is very loving, you know. And then I'm in university. No, I have like funding. I'm doing well in school, but why was I so unhappy? So that whole thing was stressing me out, and I was working on that. You know, I learned that I shouldn't be so hard on myself. In order to avoid being in relationships, I made sure that I filled my time with going out. You know, I worked hard in school. I also did well academically. I joined Mr. and Mrs. Campus, which was an amazing journey. You know, I learned a lot from that. It was like a pageant thingy. It started in July, I remember, and ended in October. Yeah, we went to modeling classes. We would go out on dinner dates. We would go jumpers lane. We did a lot of activities. So that really helped with my loneliness. So I did all the activities to fill that void, and it really helped. And when I look back, I realized, you know what, I was really happy last year. I was really happy compared to this year, my last year. Because last year, even though I was doing all these activities and stuff, but then I feel like the only thing that was missing is that I needed a boyfriend. You know, I wanted a boyfriend so much. Like I loved relationships. I felt like, I feel like I still do. Like I felt like my validation, I got it from men, you know, which is really sad, honestly, which is not good. I'm working on that. I am, honestly. I really am. I want a relationship so bad, but I didn't realize how happy I was last year. I honestly did not realize, like, even though I was looking for a relationship, like, I made sure, like, yo, I looked good. I got a lot of waves, makeup, clothes. I looked good because I was looking for a relationship also, and I was trying to also have fun. I was working on myself, doing content, TikTok, Instagram, you know. I was that girl going out. Like I was living life, you know. I was living my best life last year, honestly. I came home a lot to my beautiful son. He grew up, you know. He's still growing up. He's amazing. Yeah, like everything was just so amazing. I came home a lot, even though it was very hard to balance mom life and work life. I managed, because I managed to pass, you know, my modules except one module, which was accounting. I was better at it. It was even depressing me. Like, it was one of the things that I also spoke about in my therapy sessions. But yeah, I repeated the module this year, but yeah, I passed it. I passed everything since I'm graduating next year. With the Mr. and Mrs. Campus thing, my family came all the way from Northwest to Bloemfontein. They went to support me. It was amazing. And then there, a lot of people were cheering for me, my friends. I didn't realize that I also had friends, honestly. I was so stuck in my world, feeling so sad for myself, you know. I didn't even realize how many people really were just there for me, you know. I do have great friends. Even that girl who she wasn't really a good friend in my first day, she went there to support me. And yeah, people that I used to hang out with, they went there to support me. And from that day I realized, you know what, everything's in my head, you know. I cannot lock myself in the room and not socialize with one person and be like, oh my god, people have removed themselves from me, while I'm also not reaching out. I learned that, you know what, sometimes just reach out, you know. Yeah, last year I was also like going on dates, you know, because even though I was single, I was looking for a boyfriend. I was just going on dates, getting to know people, but I was single. So yeah, it was really, really fun when I look back. That plus being a mom last year was amazing. And then this was my last year, and I decided to have the same roommate. I started off the same way I started off last year. I was going out, you know. I continued to multi-date, meeting new people, going on dates. Everything was fun. I decided to download the app Tinder. I took this whole dating to the next level. Like this year I was really, really looking for a boyfriend, and I met someone, you know, on Tinder. And yeah, the relationship moved really, really fast, but he was a great boyfriend, honestly. Like out of all the relationships, he was the most consistent. He taught me a lot, like really, really a lot. I found him really, really interesting and funny. He's not into like a lot of going out, like always with friends. I don't like guys like that who always out, always with friends. Like I don't like those type of guys, because with me, if I'm single, I do whatever I want. But when I'm in a relationship, I don't go out like that. I really don't. So I feel like one of the things that I wish I did differently this year, I wish that I remain single. I wish that I enjoyed my life and did the things that I've always wanted to do, you know. Because with the relationship, I was always with him. Like my life revolved around him, and yeah, everything that I did went past him. And I only wanted to do things with him. So if he's not down to doing things, then it meant that I was not gonna do it. When I look back, I just wish that um maybe I met him, I don't know, like not now. Do you get me? Because he found me in a place where I was working on myself, you know? I was really not happy yet on my own. So I depended on him a lot to be happy. And I understand that could be like really overwhelming to someone. This year, my life basically revolved around the relationship. But besides that, I really achieved a lot this year. I went to training to do permanent brows, ombre, microblading, and micro shading. I started my own business. Right now, I'm in my studio. It's very lovely. I love it. The business is going really, really well. With this, I pushed myself to do makeup on people, you know, because, you know, I love doing makeup, and I decided to take this a step forward, and I do makeup also, and I'm getting clients at home and in Bloemfontein. People are really supporting me, and my mom is a superstar. She's the one who it was her idea to go to this training, and the training was so expensive, but she paid because she believed in me, and she did this studio. She is my number one, and I appreciate it. Yes, besides that, school was too much because I failed a lot of modules in my first year. This year in the first semester I did 7 modules, second semester I did 8 modules, and most of them required a lot of attention. I almost failed. Like, I passed most modules with 50s, 60s, some 50, 51, 52%. Like, I almost failed because everything was overwhelming, honestly, but I'm so grateful that I passed. Yeah, I've been living my life university, but honestly, it's how you look at it. I went through a lot, honestly. I feel like I was just finding myself, you know. I was so lost. I still am, you know. I am learning every day. I'm a work in progress. I am discovering myself. I make mistakes, you know. I learn from them. I experiment. I see, oh, this works for me, this doesn't work for me. But I feel like in university, that's where you're supposed to learn all that. That's where you're supposed to make mistakes, you know. Like, I went there innocent, naive, you know, and now I have like an amazing son that I thank God for, like, every single day. He's such an angel. I'm so blessed, you know. Even at that point when I was going through it, it looked like, yo, my goodness, how am I going to get through this? I'm young, now I'm pregnant, but now, like, I'm just so happy, you know. So, like, that's my university experience in a nutshell. Yes, like, I'm just so grateful for everything that I went through, honestly. I'm still working on myself. I feel like I missed some things, but those are the things that I remember right now. Those are the things that are coming to mind. But what I can say is, you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. Like, you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. Yes, when you work out, everyone look like they have everything figured out. Everyone looks so confident. Like, just focus on yourself. Don't compare yourself with anyone. Honestly, you are you. Be different. Honestly, me, like, I feel like sometimes I can be really, really goofy. Like, that's just me, and I've learned, you know, to accept that about me, and continue doing that. Just be you, honestly. Like, don't rush anything. Okay, that's what I learned in university. Like, don't try to fit in, don't try to impress people, don't try to just, like, girls can be so dramatic, especially girls that you live with in the unit. They can try to destroy you. Crazy roommates, crazy housemates, don't entertain that, because if you fight with them, you might find yourself in jail. So like, avoid all drama. If someone is provoking you, let them, just focus on yourself. Let them do whatever, let them go crazy, but just focus on yourself and don't let them. Rather, if they are harassing you in your house, because I've dealt with that in your unit, rather spend time on campus, but then don't entertain them, don't fight them, don't go to their level, honestly. Because some girls, but some people were sent. So just ignore that. So right now, I really don't know what's next for me. I'm so happy that I'm finally done with university. I'm happy that I can. I'm not really done with university, because I applied to UNISA and they've accepted me. I'm going to register next year, but I'm done with like going to campus like that, like university, and staying there. I'm happy, like I'm gonna be with my son finally. He's turning 2 years in a few days. He's not around right now. He's at his dad. I missed out a lot on his first 2 years, but right now I'm happy that I can finally be there for my son, and I'm so excited for that. And I'm really, really grateful for everything that has happened to me. All the good things, all the bad things. That's life. Bad things will happen, good things will happen. That's just life. And I know maybe sitting here, I'm like, oh, I wish I could have done this like this. I wish. But no, like, everything happens exactly how it's supposed to be, And at the end of the day, everything worked out. I feel like right now, I'm just living my dream life. Some people, like, they dream like to have money, to have this and this, but me, all I ever wanted was to be with my baby full time. That's all I've ever wanted. And right now, I'm not in a hurry to find a job. My business is going well. I'm gonna work here and just be with my baby. And whatever job that I find, I really, really, really am planning to go with my baby from now on. So now I'm so happy, like I'm finally here with my son. I can finally be with my son. I'm just so grateful that I don't have to go to school. I don't have to leave him like that. If it's work, it's gonna be for a few hours, and then I come back to see him. So yeah, that's me. Like, I'm grateful. I'm so excited to graduate. Ooh, I can't wait. I'm gonna look so pretty. Born liberty. Yo, hot. Hey, graduation, like I waited for that day for so long. I can't wait to be with my son on that day with my mom. My mom is gonna be so proud. My brother, like, I just can't wait. I've always wanted to make my son proud, and my family, my mom. So yeah, that's what I went through. That's my life in university. 4 years, 4 amazing years. So yeah, until next time, I will see you. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.